Donald Trump just went live and gave his reaction and response to being found guilty on all 34 counts in New York City. Watch this.
Are you worried about going to jail?
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble, but this was a rigged decision right from day one, with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Why should others vote for it?
Now, here's the problem that I have with this. Number one, you can find this guy guilty on all 34 counts. But what about the sitting president, Joe Biden? Yeah, the incompetent one, the one with dementia, the one that has all these issues, not to mention what has been admitted and proven now through the diaries of his daughter and his perverse behavior as a pedophile. What about his money laundering schemes with Ukraine through Burisma, his son Hunter, and the many dealings that he's been involved with? There are so many and numerous amounts of things that we could state and point the finger at Joe Biden, but will he be held legally responsible for any of his issues? Absolutely not. Why? Because he's protected through the deep state. Not to mention Hillary Clinton and the number of things that her and Bill have been involved in but still have gotten off the hook. What about the list? Yeah, the kill list, the Clinton kill list that includes at least 44 names that are known to the public. But what about the many others, the people who have gotten close to them, the Benghazi issue, the hidden emails, and the list goes on and on and on. Will she be prosecuted and brought before a jury to be tried and found guilty? No, of course not. What about all of these elites like Robert De Niro, who have been caught up in pedophile rings? These number of elites, P. Diddy, who all this evidence is poured out against him consistently, continually. Will he be found guilty? What about all of these people within these various industries, not only in politics, but in education? Dr. Anthony Fauci and the various things that he's done with Peter Daszak and EcoHealth Alliance and the NIH to support this move of coronavirus that has come upon the United States and the global populations to kill people. Will they be found guilty? Will they be tried? No, of course not. All of these other people, these elites, these globalists, if you will, who coincide with each other's beliefs, Tedros, you can talk about Klaus Schwab, who's now resigned from the WEF, Bill Gates, and the number of things that he's put on the populations of America and across the globe. Like he said, we just push that needle in and inject these things into little kids' arms. All these various people and their schemes, their sickening, twisted schemes, George Soros, all of these people have committed heinous crimes that have been proven. All of those are part of the Epstein lists. But have any of them been brought to justice? Have any of them been publicly dismantled? Have any of them been publicly shamed and put out there in a trial where everything's put out in the open about them and they're tried and found guilty? No. Why? Because they're part of the deep state. They're part of the club. They're part of the situation that conglomerates these people into one to destroy America, to destroy a free world, to destroy our societies. This is what they're all about. They're not about justice. They're about causing chaos and trying to create a rise and a reaction out of people who do support Trump and see what type of travesty this whole thing is for the fact that there's an imbalance of justice in our own system. And this has consistently been going on for ages, but now it's being highlighted because if they can do it to him on this level, a guy who's rich, who's wealthy, who's done all these things, who's been a former president, then they're coming for you and me next. Make no mistake about it. And so I think before we end this thing off and we just say, hey, we either like him or we hate him, we love him, whatever the case is, we need to take a look at the facts of this. We need to understand that if someone like this can be tried, well, all these other people and their heinous acts, their criminal activity, their sexual predatory behavior, all of their financial issues and things that they've done, parts of child trafficking schemes, etc., and they're able to walk away from that without any issue, what does that say and what does that leave space for you and I? That if these globalists want something to be done, whether it's someone installed, whether it's someone in a position of power or authority, or someone they don't want installed, or someone they don't want put in a position of power or authority, they're going to make it happen. And guess what? If they want to control the global populations through propaganda, through media, through tactics of medicine, through pandemics, through various forms of censorship and control that they want to implement, 15-minute cities, etc., you name it, you go down the line, guess what? They're showing us and they're flexing to us that guess what? We can do it, and there's not a damn thing you are going to do about it. I want to hear from you. Drop your comments down below and let me know what you think about this.